Welcome to eZeLiving.com. I'm Dr. Niveen Al-Saleh. So today here we have Mawadda Al-Wazir, and she's a life coach. So I'd like to ask you, Mawadda, why would someone go see a life coach?
Basically, someone would go to see a life coach to basically live their potential. Every human being has a power inside of them, and some of the people, they don't live that life. They just have saboteurs that tell them, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. If it's a project or a business or even a job, they don't have that self-confidence. And basically, if a life coach helps people to live that life, living that positive life, living their potential, living their dreams. Basically, this is why a person would go to a life coach.
As a life coach, what is the main, with all the clients you've worked, what is the main thing that stops someone from living their potential?
There are a lot of factors. Some of them are cultural, which is mostly cultural, or somebody in your life that's putting you down, or even yourself. It could be yourself, nobody else. Maybe you were raised in a positive home, and you had a full life, you had all the opportunities to be a very successful person, but you put yourself down, and that's your yourself, your saboteur.
And how would you teach someone how to break these self-sabotaging patterns and in order to find out what they truly want out of life?
There are different techniques that we use, and basically it's just going into that human, inside of your soul, and getting that out, that power that you have, that potential that you have, that you could use, and just basically just being more positive, being not blowing things out of proportion, just making it smaller and simpler, and maybe taking things step by step.
And as a life coach, are you working with more the emotional component of someone, or more the subconscious mind, or a combination of both?
A combination of both. Usually, like I said before, it's something that's built in you. It's just changing that thinking into something completely different. And the different techniques that we use it helps you to reach that stage.
A lot of books I've read, they say it takes about 40 days to develop any kind of new thinking or new way of living. With seeing a life coach, how often can you see that transformation occur?
It's by choice. It's people, the only thing that a life coach does, it helps you to realize. Okay, it's your choice also, do you want to realize? Some people, they just don't want to go through that. Sometimes it's difficult to reach a certain stage. They're happy. It's a happy space. It's something that they're used to. It's the norm for them. Just going through that change and actually moving away from what you're used to, it's something not easy. It might cost you a relationship. It might cost you a drastic change in yourself. And that's not something easy to go through.
There's a study I was once researched that showed that most women that undergo self-sabotage patterns end up with a lot of diseases, mainly breast cancer. So what is the one thing that you could do teach women to inspire that within them? Like, what are the main techniques you can?
Like I said, it's not the technique. It's just the choice of person thinking that I want to change. I'm not happy where I am, you know. You could go to somebody and you could, we could sit and discuss things and everything, but then they don't want to change anything. It's a choice, always. You have to really want to change.
And most of your clients, are they females or males?
I have both, so it's interesting, and it's interesting because it guides you to different things. And when I started this, I wasn't expecting to have certain, like male or female. It's just helping somebody, a human being. It's not, you know, just differentiating between male or female, because you'd be surprised. We think that men are really tough, or some men are very sensitive and they have issues, and I just help them to realize how they could change certain things in their lives that make them live a better life.
As a life coach, can you talk about a case that you've had that has been extremely transformational for the client and yourself?
I can't talk about that because that's confidential, and this is something that we put in at the beginning. But I could say that since I started this, the techniques that I've used are really changing, life-changing. And in some cases, maybe the change has not been really big, but it's a big step for that person. I could say two of the people that I know, they're starting their own business. Another person is going through a realization, and it's changed his or her life.
And if someone has a problem, should they choose a life coach or a psychologist? Where do you differentiate between going through a life coach or seeing a therapist or a psychologist?
Definitely in extreme cases, a psychologist is like if a person needs medication, or like a schizophrenic or somebody who's prone to suicide or things like that. We don't deal with that. We refer that to a psychiatrist or a therapist. They might need a medical intervention or things like that. That we don't interfere. And other things we do. So it's like somebody who has maybe they're down or they're feeling, but it's not something physical. It's not something, you know. It's not that needs medicine. It's just you know, or that person is putting himself down, or just certain things in the culture, or certain things in their childhood that they are already adults and they could move on in their lives. It's just their decision. They're living in the past. Lots of people live in the past, you know, and you have to think of now, not the past. Now the past is gone. You have to think of now. The future you don't know. You try to do your best for what's going to happen in the future, but you live the moment.
And as a life coach, can you share with us and our viewers a few tips about if someone's in a rut in their life, they're not very happy, what are the few questions we can start asking ourselves to get us to where we need to be?
First of all, the main thing that I advise people, like not just coaching, it's not, you don't give solutions, but people who I know and everything, we usually blow things out of proportion. We don't need to do that, okay? Taking things step by step makes a big difference. Just cutting them down into chapters, it makes a big difference. Another thing is having faith that it will work out, okay? Even if it doesn't work out, it's not meant to be, okay? Something better will come up, okay? And always think positive. Yeah? And if you wake up every morning and you review the previous day, you'll see that there's more positive things in your life than negative things.
Okay, so it's the way we look at life. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Mawada, your tips have been very informative. Thank you for joining eZeLiving.com. Please leave any suggestions or comments right below, and we'll see you soon.